All right, y'all. Amberlynn is back with she's calling it a vlog. It's really just messy Amber sitting down telling us what's up. This is her first video in about 10 days after a pretty long hiatus between the last couple videos. And let's just get into it.
A new vlog. I know I like to point out the obvious, but my hair is a mess. She is
That's not the only thing that's a mess, girl. You looking like you slept in your makeup. I love how that's all going on, but we've still got the choker on. We went to the trouble of that.
super frizzy, and I have a lot of hairs growing back from when I lost a lot of hair from when I was crimping and
That's not frizz, that's just broken hair.
whatever. I do have a lot of hairs growing back, so that makes it even more frizzy. Hello, welcome to a new video. Can you guys believe it? Because I don't even know if I can. So I actively don't know where my tripod is, so I'm gonna sit you guys on some markers. We have a little wetness right here because I just refilled the animal's water. So on days that Tommy works, especially
Yeah, how's Twinkie?
Routine, I'll wake up, take the dogs out, refill cat food, dog food.
Yeah, tell us more about how Twinkie is.
Water. It's just every day, just my go-to. They say that it takes
Your go-to is giving your animals food and water every day. Okay.
21 days to form a habit. I can see that being a thing for sure. It's just back at home in Oklahoma, my routine is just a little bit different. So having to form another routine, here in Wisconsin is a little hard because it's I lived alone for a full year. So now it's different routine.
How long has it been? I feel like she's been there 21 days.
Routines for different places. By the way, I'm actually working on the Camaro. Oh wait, I told someone that I was doing the Corvette or Corvette. What is it
Girl. Corvette.
called? I don't do cars, but this is a Camaro. I told someone you guys are gonna fall. I knew it's gonna happen. I saw on Instagram that I was doing.
Just leave that in. Don't
Corvette,
edit it out.
No, I'm doing the Camaro. I'm sorry, I got my cars confused. Look at that. And then I also completed the Mona Lisa. Isn't that so cute? I feel like this will look good in Tommy's living room. So I was like, you can have it. I don't know what it is. I really wanted to be the type of girly pop that did the Legos, completed them, and kept them. But it's I have done so many that I feel like I need a designated area, a designated room, a Lego room. So I've gotten rid of all the Legos I've done. I've literally done hundreds. Yes, it's a lot, but
It's also a lot of money, but whatever. Ain't my money.
it's more so about the building of it versus the keeping of it. Because it's okay, once I'm done with this Camaro, cool, it's cute, it's fun, it's fresh, but it's me building the object is more enticing than keeping the object. But if I had the option, girl, I'd have every single Lego I've ever done. I'd have a little museum of Legos. I wish.
Yeah, we get it. It's about the process. It's just like adult coloring books.
But it hasn't been that way. And if in the future I do get a Lego room or a spot to have all my Legos, I'm telling you, I will redo every Lego I've ever done, and that's okay. Some hobbies are expensive, and this is one that.
Oh, does Emily not have an extra Lego room for you?
Is expensive, and I'm okay with that fully. I feel like there's so much that I need to explain and talk to you guys about, and it's just too much to do in one video. So I don't know, I need to make a list, not me looking around for a piece of paper. I need to make a list and just write down, okay, so I need to talk about these points. I should do them in these specific videos because it's just a lot. It's just a lot. I think specifically for this video, I shouldn't have to explain that I'm having mental health
Oh, you don't have to explain. We can tell.
issues. I really am. And I look back at a year ago, and I was also having pretty bad mental health issues around this time of year.
Good Lord. Is this about Jade?
I like to reflect. I'm very much a reflector, and I think that's why I do a lot of journaling. I reflect. I like to understand the way I feel. I don't know. It's just, maybe it's because I grew up in and out of like group homes, children's shelters, and very much when you're in that setting, they love a good, like, let's express ourselves. Let's sit in a group, go around in a circle and express yourself. So I grew up expressing myself a lot. I grew up with so many therapists, like, because when you're in foster care, like, that's what you do. Like, you're almost obligated to see somebody on the constant.
That makes sense.
And so I'm very accustomed to expressing myself, but like, I'm not very accustomed to people actually caring. And that's like the sad reality. Like, there are good foster parents out there. There are good foster situations and group homes.
Okay, but how old are you now? How much time have you had to find people who care and form different kinds of relationships that aren't about a caretaker?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a good group home. Like, it was an all-girls group home. I was there for about 2 years, and still to this day, there are girls that I lived with there that I still communicate with, and staff members. That was a good point in my life. It truly was. But the children's shelter, no. I had fun times there. It was like slumber party constantly, but the staff there, they didn't care. It didn't feel like they cared. They were there to make their money, and that was that. So it's like, yeah, I was taught to express myself, but no one ever heard me. No one ever was actually listening or caring.
Look, I have a lot of sympathy for how Amber grew up. That must have been horrible, but I would have a lot more if she was doing anything about how these issues are affecting her now as an adult over 30.
And that's just like kind of how I feel too sometimes with like YouTube, is like I'll sit here and express and explain. And it's like, is anyone actually listening? Is anyone actually hearing me? I reflect back to a year ago, and I was...
No, they're your YouTube audience. They're not your therapist. They're here to be entertained, not to listen to your problems. Unless you want to call that the entertainment.
Turning to alcohol, and I was living on my own for the first time. It was just like a lot, and it was heavy, and I was turning to alcohol thinking that's what was going to make me feel better, and I was just really depressed. And like I would come on YouTube, and sometimes I would share that, or sometimes I would just like have a fake persona, because I didn't want to be that person that would constantly come on here and be like, I'm depressed, I'm
we
sad,
could tell.
Look at me cry, look at me have a mental breakdown. And I've done that a lot on YouTube, where I'm just fully transparent and I cry. I open up about...
I don't know if I'd call it being fully transparent, but the crying part, yes.
My anxieties. What was it that I said that people really like to bring up? Mental things is scary. In that clip, I was having so much anxiety that like the world was just heavy on my chest. And that's just a prime example of like times where I really did come on here and just like, I let it all out. And I told myself that I wasn't going to do that this time, because when I do that, like, it's never, I'm not going to say never. I talk in a lot of absolutes, and I need to learn how not to do that, because...
Oh, good grief. Did you even think about what you were going to say in this before you started?
Not everything is an absolute. It's just how it is. There is always like a gray area in most situations. I was about to say...
This is an absolute ramble, I can tell you that much.
I was never met with like kind ears. I was never speaking to kind hearts. But that's not true. There are a lot of you who do watch me and care about me. And those people, like, I appreciate you more than you know. And I hear you.
Make connections with people in real life. Get a therapist if you want to speak to kind hearts. YouTube is not the place to do... The internet is not the place to seek that out.
I see you, but sometimes it's so hard through all the noise.
How many years and you haven't figured that out?
Just reality. It's truly reality. So I told myself this time, like, okay, Amberlynn, you feel yourself slowly getting into a weird, depressed headspace. And normally I would share that with YouTube. And
I feel like you are right now sharing that with YouTube.
I told myself, I'm just going to disappear instead. And I shouldn't have done that. I know I shouldn't have. A lot of you were worried. And I think that's why I went on to Instagram. It's because, like, I felt bad because it's like...
No, you went on Instagram to keep the hype and drama going around your absence so people would continue to care and ask where she is, why is she on Insta but not putting out a video, what's going on, why isn't she showing her face? Come on.
I upload pretty frequently, and I'm part of people's routines, whether for good or bad, and it's just like I just disappeared. And I think what might have also triggered it so hard is, like, I have been in, like, a high, you know, when you first fall in love and, like, things are so good and you're, like, going out and you're hanging out with friends and you're doing things that, like, you don't normally do, and you're just, like, literally having the time of your life and you're so happy, and, like, mental health, like, takes away that, like, high, that super high happiness and just, like, that great feeling.
Is that what's up, or are we just past the honeymoon period already since you packed yourself up there and sat down and apparently have refused to leave in a reasonable manner?
When that was taken from me, it was like I hit like a rock. I hit like a bottom. And I have done so much crying. Like, I am with Tommy. I am with someone that I love. But I feel so depressed. And it's like, it's not fair because it's like, I'm getting people on Instagram because I was doing these Q&As on there. I was getting people on there saying, like, if you're so happy with Tommy, then why are you depressed? Two things can coexist at the same time. I just feel like...
I'll give her that. That's accurate. Being in love with someone and having the relationship go well is not going to cure your mental health. It's not necessarily even going to help it. It may feel like it when you are in that blissful honeymoon phase, but in the long run, those issues are still there. What would help it is seeking help.
Mental health isn't black and white, and it was just easier for me to, like, live without filming my life for thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
But let's be real, you can't afford to do that long term.
Felt safer to me to just disappear, and I do slowly feel myself getting, like, out of this, like, weird depressed headspace. I do feel that. And
oh, is that why you're here in your slept in makeup and your messy bun and the fallen apart pajama shirt here with the wet spot because you're getting out of it? Honey, come on.
It's just like, I have BPD, and that's been, like, hectic on, like, it's just been hectic. It's not fair that, like, I have these things while I'm trying to just, like, be happy and just live. Like, it's not
fair? Okay. Well, maybe it's not, but you got them, so you gotta deal with them.
It's not fair. And there's only really one thing I can do, and that is go to therapy.
So do it!
For some reason, I'm so scared to go to therapy for, like, BPD.
Because a therapist might call things like they actually are.
I don't know what it is, but something about it really freaking scares me. And I think it's because it's like, it's almost as if it's, like, truly, truly confirming. Like,
therapists are harder to manipulate than fans and girlfriends.
Amberlynn, you got the BPD. It's like, yeah, I was diagnosed. I experience BPD things almost daily. I feel it. I'm aware. Like, I'm cognizant of it, and I have to deal with it. But it's like...
So deal with it with a therapist.
Going to therapy for it, like, having to, like, stare at it, talk about it, it's just surreal, and it's not something I want to do, not something I want to experience, but it's like, that doesn't matter. It's something that I have to do.
Honestly, I've long since given up on Amber actually addressing these issues with a therapist. However, I do remain concerned that people who are actually fans and look to her for quote unquote inspiration, as she says all the time, are learning excuses not to go to therapy themselves if they need to. So that's great.
And I'm not sure when I'm going to be doing it, but it has to happen because I don't know. Is this seasonal depression? Now I don't know. Mental health is like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's not always understood.
That's why you go to a therapist, to try to understand it better.
And I'm telling you guys, I have had some breakdowns, like true breakdowns.
No.
And this is exactly how I felt a year ago. Like,
a year ago, would that be when Jade left? Is this, again, is this about Jade?
I don't know if it's like the change in weather, because there is a such thing as like seasonal depression. I don't know if that's like what's happening to me.
Also, she is in Wisconsin after living in Florida, Kentucky, and Oklahoma. So, honestly, the change in weather, it may be pretty rough on her, not gonna lie.
I don't know. I know that, like, I don't want to be medicated. I don't want to be medicated.
What if it helped?
I was medicated for majority of my life. Again, because in foster care, like, I was diagnosed with depression at the age of 9 and put on Prozac. Like, that's crazy. Like, 9-year-olds should not ever have to deal with that. So I've been in and out of medicine my whole life, and I was taking Lamictal for 5 years because I was diagnosed bipolar years and years ago. So I was taking Lamictal for that, and I don't ever want to be put on medicine. So it's like with BPD and seasonal depression, like, I know some people take meds for seasonal depression. I get that. Me, I kind of just like wing it, and
we can tell.
Instead of like complaining about it, I just disappeared because I knew that's what was going to happen. I was going to come on here and be like, I am so fucking happy with Tommy, but I am depressed because I am.
Well, that's what you're doing, so here we are.
Going through a depression that I seem to go through every single year. And then with BPD, it's like, there are medicines that can like help with like your mood. Like, there's nothing that can like heal a BPD. Like, you're not gonna like be healed with medicine. It's not gonna happen.
No, but you can get some relief and make things more manageable with the help of a therapist and medications.
I will say that, like, Lamictal did help with my BPD as well.
There it is. It helped. So let's not do that anymore. Why would we do something that helped?
I'm not going to lie. But I don't want to be medicated.
Oh, well. I don't want to be medicated either, but I've got to take, like, a handful of medicines to stay alive. It is what it is. It's better than not sometimes.
I think that's a personal choice, and that's okay. So it's...
Is it, though?
Easier for me to say I don't want to be medicated, so I don't have the...
Okay, yeah. On a certain level, that is a personal choice. But it stops being much of a personal choice when you also have friends and family to deal with who are affected by these issues as well. Is this not affecting Emily? Here you are in her home, just horribly depressed. Look at you. Come on. You don't think this is affecting her too?
What am I going to say? I don't have the option to complain, which I really do. It's like, it's no one's fault that they have mental illness. It's no one's fault. And I think that...
No, it's not anyone's fault, but it does kind of start leaning that way when they know the issue is there and just do nothing about it. Even if you don't want to be medicated. Okay, whatever. You can still seek therapeutic help.
Medicated should be an option because that is serious. And I don't like medicine. You guys know that.
Oh, we know.
I do have an option is therapy. So with BPD, therapy can very much be the main thing that helps with people with BPD. It's DBT therapy. I need to do it.
So do it.
Everyone and their mama and their uncle recommends it to me, and I
So
need
do
to
it.
go for it.
So do it.
But I want you guys to know that, like,
I want you guys to know that I am actually going to do it, though.
I haven't been not uploading because I'm lazy or because I don't care about you guys or because of anything like that.
No, you haven't been uploading because you don't care about yourself enough to get help with your mental health and pull yourself together. That's why.
It started as like, okay, I'm gonna spend some time with Tommy. Even though in the back of my mind, like, I slowly felt this depression coming, and it happens every year. I have to be like very cognizant of that. I have to like say that because a lot of people are like blaming Tommy for my like lack of uploads. No, she has been so supportive, and she's just like, she understands that I need a break, but she's also like very encouraging when it comes to like things that I enjoy.
I mean, this may be true because unlike so many past girlfriends, it doesn't seem like Emily is reliant on Amber's YouTube income to live. She has her own career, she has her home, everything's seems to be in order in her life other than the mess of Amberlynn, so.
In love, and she knows that I love YouTube, and she's like, you know, upload when you want, but she's always like giving me cute little ideas. Like, we want to do y'all, I gathered so many questions for you guys, and I like to physically write, so I gathered so many questions from you guys for me and Tommy to answer. So that's something that's still like up in the air. At first I was like, I don't want to do this. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Amazon was delivered. What was I saying? So I got these so I could write down your guys' questions so Tommy and I could like pick them out randomly, so they weren't in like any specific order. We were gonna like,
I can really only think of one question that the community has for Emily. What the
get a series maybe, or do it all in one video, but the video would be like hours long, I feel like, because there's a lot of questions, you guys. So many. So we went through phases where we're like, yeah, let's do this, and then I was like, no, and then she was like, no, and then we were like, yeah, and now we're kind of currently at the stage of like, sure. Why not? So there are a lot of questions. So it's like, why did I even bring this up? I forget. Oh my god, the Amazon guy distracted.
Oh Lord, is Amberlynn aging into foodie beauty? Sleeping in the makeup, partner that nobody wants to see or hear from, just talking about nothing and calling it a vlog.
What was I saying? Okay, I remember now. It's because some of you are blaming Tommy for me not uploading when no, it's like the complete
Nah, it was always like this. What am I talking about?
opposite. Like, she's super supportive in like whatever I do, and she's just super sweet and amazing. So yeah, this is for that.
Super supportive in everything she wants to do. I think that's worth putting a pin in, circling back to at a later date. Everything she wants to do.
So I'm gonna write the questions on here and then like fold them up, and like I want to put them in like a clear vase. I think it'll look really pretty with like the colors. And you guys, I'm telling you, there's so many questions. This angle's hectic, but I don't know. Like, I need to do my job. I need to come on here. I need to be myself. I need to be myself. Like, I need to be myself. This is me. Like, I grew popularity in...
When have you ever been anyone else but Amberlynn?
being myself. I have...
Like, maybe in the very, very beginning, when we were all kind of fooled or just didn't know yet, but you pretty quickly became what you are right now.
lessened in popularity by watering down who I am. That's eye-opening. That the Amberlynn that like has more personality and like shows more of like her vulnerable side and like isn't afraid to be like, yeah, this is me. Like, that Amberlynn is the Amberlynn that people came here for. I'm gonna go ahead and assume. As much as people like to talk shit and say what they gotta say, which is a lot, deep down it's like you're here for a reason, I'm assuming. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, even the shit talkers would rather you just do something than nothing. Of course.
Oh. Like, anyways, oh, and I uploaded a TikTok and an Instagram of calling myself like a fat squirrel because the sound went viral because this lady on TikTok really was like filming a squirrel saying, look at this morbidly obese squirrel. Like, it's literally so funny. And TikTok and Instagram thought that I was bullying myself. So they took it down because they were like, you're bullying. And I was like, no, I'm not. It's just so funny. And like, so many people have used that sound because the original has 8.1 million likes. So many people have used that sound, and they're not getting their stuff taken down, but they took down mine because they thought that I was bullying myself. And I had to like reach out and be like, I'm not bullying myself. Like, I did like a little appeal thing, but TikTok still was like, no, you're bullying. And I'm like, girl, who am I bullying?
This is honestly hilarious to me.
Like, I just thought it was so funny and cute. Like, I was scrolling the TikTok, and when I saw that squirrel and I heard the sound, I was like, that is genuinely, like, that made me laugh. I was like, I need that, like, laughter. So then, you guys know me, like, I'm, like, a comedic girly, like a troll.
Our comedy queen. Why do I feel like this is a weird, confusing Karina Kaboom dig?
Cool. Like, that's funny. Like, to me, that's funny. That's lighthearted, in my opinion. It's funny to me. Like, sometimes you gotta take a dark situation and you gotta make it funny. I have been so depressed. I have been self-loathing after time of like finding myself and loving myself. But it's like mental illness, folks. Mental illness. It's not fun. By the way, my bra, like, this is so hexagona. My bra has a little like lump right here, and you guys want to know why?
No.
I'll take my phone and I'll be like, oh, fuck a purse, fuck a pocket.
Does your phone not fit in the lipstick purse?
Like, most of my dresses have pockets. Fuck a pocket. And I'll stick it right here, and it's like in the same designated area, and I've had this bra for so long, so it's like literally my phone has made a lump right there. So
that is some real cigarette mom energy.
Random facts. All right, you guys. So I don't really know what the point of this video was, but
nobody knows either, except that you need some kind of paycheck.
I just needed to get a little bit off of my chest, just a little bit.
And you need to stir up some kind of drama, whatever that may be.
More there, trust me, and you guys will be hearing more about it. I need to be myself to the best of my ability. I will still have a wall up. I'm still going to have a wall up. There is a lot that has happened in my 11 years on YouTube that has made me like take steps back, lots of steps back. Like, I'll take one step forward, 5 steps back. And
I mean, yeah, but I don't think in the way that you think you're saying. I mean, that's definitely happened, but I don't think it's like you think.
Right now, we're going to take a couple steps forward, and we're going to try to stay there for a little bit. I'm done rambling. I'm going to go open my Amazon package. I think it's a new perfume.
Oh, Lord.
Perfume. It's actually not a new one completely. I mean, it's a new perfume, but it's a perfume that I just recently emptied.
Stop.
And I was like, this is one of my favorite perfumes. It's like Ambery Vanilla or something like that by Dossier. I could be so wrong. But it's like one of my favorite perfumes. And I'm telling you, so I used it all. And I said, your girl needs to order another one. So that came in the mail, and I'm super excited. Anyways, I'm done rambling. I love you guys. And thank you guys for being like super kind. There's so many of you who are like, Amberlynn, take your time. You owe us nothing. So thank you to those who are patient with me. I greatly appreciate that. And I love you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I mean, honestly, she's right. She doesn't owe us anything. But gotta make that money somehow. Lord knows she ain't gonna go get a regular job. So, yeah, that was Amber. She's looking a mess. She's sounding a mess. We got a whole bunch of non-tent out of that. we learned that she is having some mental health stuff that she's not really going to address. She's just going to talk about ways she should address it. So nothing new to see here, folks. Our girl has just moved the show up to Emily's in Wisconsin. But other than that, I don't think a lot is really changed in the long run. Seems like the honeymoon period's pretty much over. So we got that. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all for now, because that was just a mess. Bye.